So this is just a little update for people who've been following and listening. The old guard is out and in with the new. And it's a little nerve-wracking when the old guard leaves. And I mean this metaphorically for different things. Like, a lot of the good nurses and good doctors are no longer around. So it's like, now I'm gonna be pulling teeth to get what I need. Or if they give me what I need, they're gonna give me a little bit here and there instead of just boom, I'm gonna knock this out. I'm gonna give you enough to where I don't have to see you for the next couple weeks. I'm being breadcrumbed or something that feels like is discriminatory. Or I gotta fight to get my medical documents. Stuff that I didn't have to do before. I got some interesting, strange characters coming around with thugged out looking tattoos all over the place. Maybe I'm out of the loop. Maybe I'm just too old. Maybe I haven't been to work in a long time because y'all know I quit in 2019. But it's just like, it's a lot of jobs you couldn't get when I was younger and I was still a part of the workforce with a whole bunch of like tattoos all over your arms and stuff, especially if you didn't cover those tattoos up. People discriminate. I'm one of them people. Like, I don't like hospitality, or if I got a doctor's appointment, I don't want to see nobody coming around me like that. Especially with the arms and stuff looking like that. And you got an attitude problem? The old guard. Things that you didn't have a hard time getting, you're having a hard time getting now. And that blood pressure patch is so weird. Like, I thought I misplaced it. I found it. I had it right here in front of me. I even told my doctor, like, yeah, I sent it off. I think I went to go do laundry, and then boom, couldn't find it. So I never got a chance to send it off. I just told her that to calm her down, and because I had found it. And it's very, very frustrating. The Zio thing needs to be set up to where they can still get your readings remotely. Like if it gets lost in the mail, it's still a way that they can get the readings from that. That's how that needs to be set up. That Zio patch. Yeah, the old guard is leaving, and that's one of the things that signaled it. People who also got an integrity problem, who need a justifiable reason to be over here, even though a lot of things got worse when they came over here in 2018 for this community. For people who think it's ha kiki just for me and my family, no, things got worse for the community. When some suspect people moved to One Mapes. I think y'all know what I'm getting at. A lot of things got worse. As far as like things being cruel and unusual happening. That's why I have a theory that it's connected to people moving over here and getting involved in things that's not part of their jurisdiction. And then when they don't have a valid reason to be doing that, then they make up stories that don't even relate to what I had going on when I still had a job. Because they don't know how to just let me and that individual deal with that one-on-one. Also, I want to make it very, very clear. They overpaid me. I reported it. So when I hear stories about people abusing overtime money, it don't even, you know what I'm saying? That don't even got nothing to do with none of that. I felt like it was a setup too. I got overpaid one time. I reported it. And so they docked 2 of my checks to fix it until they got all their money back. And being as though all these years later, fake stories came up with something like that, I'm glad I reported when it happened to me. You know, something just feels too good to be true. With that, even with that being said, people can't. All right, I don't like this person's activities. I don't like their political, sexual, social, or whatever. I don't like the way they lash out. So boom, I'm gonna have people trying to tempt them, and I'm gonna have people asking them to do things unbecoming in public places, because I want them out. And the most frustrating part, especially about the little me and my no credibility, when they recorded me talking to my cousin years ago and I didn't know they was recording us, it doesn't account for that part. It doesn't account for all the times at Georgia King where I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But I'm especially not going to do this in a public area on property grounds. That little quick back and forth, see, it's a lot that's not accounted for. But because they have that video, and this is just a theory, this is why people don't want to initiate no court proceedings. They want me to do it. It's another reason why things are rapidly changing around here, and not all these changes are good. When I talk about the old guard stepping out on me and basically slowly but surely trying to put me back in no man's land. That little quick video of me talking to her downtown, that could be easily taken out of context, or it's just certain things that it don't account for. And these people worried about stuff that's outside of their jurisdiction. Was they worried about the Latinos that was also being paid to take my cellular devices, and all of a sudden strange, cruel, and unusual things is happening to public figures? I bet you that nobody's worried about that. I wonder why. But then I look around and I see all the black people that threw me under the bus, and it's just like, yo, maybe I should have just never said anything. Maybe I should have just never helped nobody at all. Because while everybody know how to gang up on me, and every other day, even, hey, make songs about my life or whatever, like, you don't see them doing that to people that hate women, that was kicking them women off podcasts, you know, when they had their little fake show on YouTube, who I also theorized was setting folks up, or anybody connected with the NYPD. You don't hear them making those songs. You don't see them trolling them on celebrity blog pages. They're not, these people, they and a lot of these artists, and especially music artists, they're in gangs. They're not literally ganging up against them, but they got all the time and resources, energy to gang up against me and try to paint me out like I'm the enemy of the black community. See how that works? So if there's any homely looking, dark-skinned black women, just mind your business. Even if you feel like important people are being abusive, listen, this community will fight you before they ever fight them. Or it'll be a while before they fight them. They're going to fight you and yours first. They're going to come after you and yours first. It's just too easy, but it's always been easy for this community to come at the black women. A lot of the fake Muslims, fake gangbangers. Oh, Zionists is so evil, it's so evil. Really? Really? But not taking the lives of black women, that's not evil. Not the running the trains on underage black girls, that's not evil. Beating up black females, or even intentionally messing with their sexual reproductive health. Stuff like that is not evil. And even going back to the old guard, even at church, there's a lot of changes. It was one reason I was so happy the other day. And even when they talk about how you manifest a better life, you gotta try to avoid fearful things and fearful thoughts. But when you have had a moment of happiness and you can't recall the last time something made you that happy, because so many terrible, crappy things have transpired since then, and it's easy to get like nervous, like, whoa, wait a minute now. Is this normal for me to feel this much joy and excitement and pleasure? Because I can't remember the last time it happened. I don't know when the next time I'm going to feel this. When you see the old guard leave, and then there's a new guard coming in, now you're a little anxious. Every time you see new people, instead of you only being excited, you get nervous. You get a little anxious. You don't know what to expect. And it's not that you want to be in that emotional frequency, because you don't. I don't. It's just not knowing what to expect. It's not to say that I won't meet, or I haven't met other good people. Would they take them from me? Would they reassign them? Would they send them to a different church? Would that be an issue? Would they make them hostile towards me? Would they make it to where people, might be a little apprehensive about communicating? It's things that you think about. It's just things that you think about. When you see the old guard leave, I was telling one of my first missionaries that came to visit, I said, you, President Durant and his lovely family, you guys represent the old guard. And I don't really know what to do now, because y'all, that's it, When you don't know, you don't know. Literally, you have to start praying. You have to start praying. But yeah, like people that are not afraid to break all types of laws if they feel like they can get away with it, they have a problem serving me legal papers, or they don't even mind stalking me in Irvington. But they have a problem initiating this court situation. I've just been looking for legal alternatives to help me deal with my situation the way I feel I need to be dealing with it. That's the main reason I haven't initiated anything. And I could be wrong, but apparently, from what I can gather and theorize, maybe it's not the best look if you start any type of court proceedings, especially if things don't go right in your favor. That's the reason why every other day they coming up with all these different stories, and it's usually a brother been wronged, and it's some lies made, and a lot of these stories are completely fabricated. It's just, I don't even like to keep addressing it. They like to get that energy out there. They know most black people are black male identified, including black females. They know most of us are black male identified. So every now and then when they get real frustrated, because I'm doing normal things in my life, or they feel like I'm not struggling enough, they'll put them stories out there. Oh, and they love to get public figures and celebrities to get in on it, which I really, really detest when they do that. Again, they're not trolling abusive people who used to be FBI or who might have connections to the NYPD. They're not trolling them like that. It has occurred to me they got that video of me talking to a loved one downtown when I didn't realize I was being recorded. But it doesn't account for the stuff that was happening at Georgia King Village. It doesn't account for people trying to convince me to do things unbecoming. That shows people creating a toxic work environment. Why do you want me to do things unbecoming? Well, because they wanted me out. But even if you want somebody out of a job, that's just not the way to go about it. And even with me going to church, like, people handle stress differently. If you don't understand target individual stress, it's a different type of stress. You'll be surprised the things that you would do to alleviate that stress when it smacks you full on or head on, whatever you want to call it. It's even worse if you got a history of drugs or alcohol or sleeping your way out of it. You know how they say sex it away, drink it away, eat it away? But see, under normal circumstances, there's a lot of things that you'd never see me doing. There's a lot of people I would never entertain. There's a lot of people, places, and things I would never entertain. Proof is in the pudding. I haven't been loose. And I have met very attractive people these past couple years. I haven't been loose. I have been getting my stress levels under control to where I could function and operate normally. And when you don't think you're gonna die, you know what I'm saying? It's people that's not gonna have access to you. Whereas when you was out of your mind, stressed out like a motherfucker, didn't have your medication on deck anymore. Oh yeah, that makes it, that changes a lot. You know what I'm saying? If you depended on stuff to help you with depression, and then boom, something hit you, and you didn't have a way to alleviate that stress, outside of food, outside of even, hey, sleeping with certain people, it don't matter to ignorant people who's only invested in hating you to death, or hating you as long as, and hating you and seeing that you never have anything in your life. It don't matter to them, because they have a vested interest and always seeing you down and seeing you doing down bad. So those things don't matter to them, especially if they can't humanize you. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Colorless black people cannot humanize you, but they can humanize these dudes that run trains on underage black girls and beat on black women and sometimes take the lives of black women. They can humanize dudes like that. They just can't humanize you. And that goes for a lot of black women too. Follow me around with the New York Yankees hat. I know that. That's how I know I might have a weird day. A really weird day when I see one of them. They also don't have no work and no smoke for these racist Latinos. I had the nerve to get mad when I started hanging around certain people who happen to be Jewish. But look what the black community tolerates. Look what y'all forgive. Overwhelmingly. Overwhelmingly. And I said it before, you know, a lot of Jews will tell you themselves that there's a difference between Zionists and Jews. I don't really get in the middle of that no more. We've been there, done that. But here's the thing, though. It be the black people that tolerate misogynoir, violent colorism, and people messing around with underage black girls and sometimes taking the lives of black women. They're okay with that. And they'll turn around and say, oh, but Zionism's so evil and da-da-da. Or what this Jewish person did, it's so messed up, da-da-da-da-da. But look what they forgive and look at what they tolerate. Hypocrisy at its finest. Hypocrisy at its finest. That's how I look at that. That's why I didn't mind. Remember a little while ago, I said a lot of black women ain't even loyal to other black women, to other black girls and black women. They'll be loyal to these guys that's destructive and toxic, though. They'll be loyal to that. Again, this is not me complaining. This is not me being a Debbie Downer. This is just me catching people up today. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. This ain't for people that already done made up their mind about me and hate me to death. And they done decided that I'm the enemy of the black community. Y'all can skip my videos.